All your base art belong to us.
You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider-One and Mr. Factastic.
You couldn't even wait. You couldn't even wait.
Nope.
Welcome to the show. This is episode 80.
The big 8-0.
80. I'm not doing the intro anymore. I've done it for 80 episodes. I am no longer doing the intro because it is in the song. So, yeah. What did you play? Other than being a jerk.
I didn't play anything.
We've been pretty busy.
Yeah, This weekend was a crazy weekend, and I did auditions for my fan film, and it was an experience.
Yeah.
You know, there all different kinds of people coming through. Like it was like a time warp because I would have to say the same thing that each and every actor and actress.
Right.
And it got to the point where it's like, is this deja vu or something? And like, it was weird. It's like, am I repeating myself to this person? It's a very weird.
You lost track of what you were telling people because you've said it so many times.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like how the intro to the show goes.
Yeah, pretty much just like that. And it was weird because I was like, kind of like dementia or something. Maybe that's what dementia feels like. I don't know, but I was very conscious of it, but it was weird.
And I'm sure all the actors were just A+. I mean, they brought their A game. I mean, you were working with the Redford, the top of the line.
There were, I want to say, a handful to less than a handful really brought their A game and really impressed me. And like, one person I cast right away. There are two others that I would just drop the hammer and cast them, but I want to.
You pump the brakes a little.
Yeah, pump the brakes a little, just because I don't want to feel like I'm casting them out of necessity.
Right.
So I want to just wait before I make my decision, because I could make it just right away. I just let me wait a couple days before I just make my final decision.
Do you think now you'll be completely cast? Like, you think you have enough of the good pool to cast, or do you think you have to do another audition?
I'm gonna have to do some more auditions, I think. Yeah, okay. Mainly for one specific character. I won't say which one, but I do want to hold some more auditions mainly for one character. And then, yeah. There's even a little bit of drama going on.
Yeah, I heard you got a behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Not really power struggle, but difference of creative opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's very interesting. There'll be a little bit about that in the behind the scenes making of documentary.
Cool.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Now you're doing two fan films at once. You're doing the prequel to the Power Rangers, and then you're also doing kind of like a reimagining of the first, not really the first episode, but a little bit before the first episode into part of the first episode.
Yep.
And now the prequels cast. The
prequels cast. The prequels after this upcoming weekend. I want to say 60 to 70% of the fan film will be shot.
Wow, that's really good. So you're moving right along.
Yeah, we're moving along pretty good.
So yeah, that would be cool. And then maybe you'll get to play. You did buy a game.
I did. Yesterday I actually bought two games.
Oh, what was the other one?
I bought Resident Evil 6.
Uh-huh.
Because
you had to take the plunge.
I had to take the plunge. It was like $8, and I also picked up Ghostbusters again.
Okay, not the Sanctum of Slime, just the Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters, yeah, Ghostbusters.
That one was pretty good. I like that one.
I did like it, and I had some. I was talking to you about cosplaying as a Ghostbuster, and I was like, here it is. Let me just pick it up.
Yeah. So there you go.
So maybe I'll play them.
Maybe. I hear Resident Evil 6 you can go through pretty quick. So despite all the campaign jumping and stuff like that, and Ghostbusters wasn't real long either. If you just played the campaign.
Nah.
So, all right. I did Titanfall. They pushed out a matchmaking update, so level 1s aren't playing against Generation 10 Prestige pilots. So that made it a little more enjoyable. Now, because like the biggest complaint I had was if you were on a team and they match make you and they put other people on the team, if you were on the steamroll side, it was fun. But normally what happened is, one team would dominate the other, and it locked those teams. It wasn't like Call of Duty or Battlefield where it randomly shuffled the teams in between matches. It would keep those teams. So it just kept snowballing. So they fixed that now, along with this behind-the-scenes matchmaking. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Diablo 3 expansion came out. I'm going to do a quick review on that. Goat Simulator came out. I'm going to do a quick review on that. They're both, I did a full Diablo 3 review. So I don't think I need to do a full one for that. And Goat Simulator is a very small indie game. So I think I can touch on everything pretty quickly on that. And then I've been playing some Guild Wars 2. Just because a friend had, kind of suggested that I check it out. Because a lot of stuff has changed. And they, nuked a complete city. It's really weird. Like, the main city in Guild Wars 2, they just wiped it off. Like, it's rubble now. And it's so weird to play an MMO and see something that big change. So it's cool what they're doing. I'm sad that I missed the story, because obviously there was a story that played out over the course of... They pushed out updates every 2 weeks to continue this story. Now, when you first log in, since I obviously haven't played in a long time, I got to see the cutscenes.
Oh, okay.
So I knew what happened, except for the ending. They didn't show you the ending. They didn't show you how it was all resolved. So I had to go look for that one, but I found that. So that's cool. I might stick with Guild Wars. I mean, it's free now that I've bought it, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We do have a good amount of news that I found last minute, completely last minute. It's been pretty busy at work, so let's jump right in. Today was Nintendo Direct, another one of Nintendo's kind of mini press conferences where they stand in front of a camera and a small audience and say, "Here's some Nintendo news for you 7 people who bought a Wii U."
This is what they do instead of E3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do it year round whenever they feel like they have some news. Mostly today's was all Smash Brothers. That was pretty much literally it. They announced a couple new characters. Charizard and Greninja, which is everybody pretty much knows Charizard. He's pretty popular. Greninja's from X and Y. He's one of the third evolutions of one of the starters. Actually, the one I picked when I played. So that's pretty cool that they're throwing some more Pokemon in there. Feel how you will about it.
The only play for Smash Bros. Has casual and hardcore modes.
Multiplayer.
Okay.
I wrote that wrong. Multiplayer has 2 different modes, basically ranked and unranked.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. That's basically what they needed in order to kind of facilitate multiplayer. Now, they also announced that the 3DS will come out this summer, but the Wii U version won't be until fall. So
interesting.
Yeah, I kind of pushed it.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So I think, as far as...
Do you think that's a strategic move just to make sure it sells on the 3DS a little bit before?
Maybe. I don't know. It could be development, because they seem like they're adding a lot of stuff, and they're announcing a lot of stuff really late for it. So I think maybe just development for the Wii U is a little behind. So maybe there's a developer shortage, just like there's a customer shortage. Borderlands 2, we've kind of hinted at the Vita edition. There's been rumors and stuff. Well, it has a hard date. You can get the Vita edition of Borderlands 2 May 6th. That's the console, the 8 gig, the game. Or you can just buy the game directly on May 13th. So it's kind of cool that they're putting it out a little early. But it kind of sucks if you already have one. So.
Yeah. Marvel superheroes coming to Disney Infinity. We kind of saw this coming.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Vader to show up.
Yeah,
the rest
exactly.
Of them.
Yeah, that's all we're waiting for now.
But they said that will probably be one of their next big upgrades coming up. Expansion packs, kind of like how Skylanders does it. So we'll see that in the future. You know, Iron Man, Captain America,
Yeah, Spider-Man.
all those.
Microsoft considering backwards compatibility for the Xbox One. Interesting.
Another
180.
180.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they the old president says if backwards compatibility is a priority, then you're thinking backwards. While the new president says we'd actually really like backwards compatibility. It's just hard to do. It's completely different architectures, but they said they're trying to. They're trying to emulate it. I don't think it's really as hard as they think it's going to be, because I've seen Xbox 360 emulators online. I don't know how well they work, but you know, it's a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, for them to leak this probably had to be on the table before.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Now they also talked about some Xbox One updates. An update that went live today, or is going live today. I don't know. It is because I don't have an Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Is you can upload tips. You can upload videos to YouTube now. Had to think about that sentence.
Yeah.
Normally you could just do Twitch. Now you can go to YouTube directly. Kind of cool that they're expanding the media aspect of it, but overall not a huge jump, I guess.
Yeah. Now, can you upload? It's only gameplay, or is it also like your
Gameplay.
webcam?
Gameplay only.
Gameplay only. Okay.
Yes, I think they learned from Sony's mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Webcam's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
So, Borderlands 2 sequel was hinted at by the president of Gearbox, but it's not Borderlands 3. The rumor is it's called the pre-sequel. So, apparently he wasn't lying when Borderlands 3 wasn't in production. They say it's probably going to take place in the 5-year gap between 1 and 2. It's going to feature 4 new characters, take place on the moon and a space station, and other than that, just still be Borderlands. So, it'll be interesting.
Pre-sequel, not bad.
Wreck-It Ralph is getting a sequel, according to the composer. Most video game movies are pretty bad. I mean, we've had discussion topics on how bad they are.
Yeah, we have. I
but
still haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph.
You should see it. It's good. I mean, it's a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
So, but it's good. See it. 2, I'm excited. I'm kind of wondering what they're going to do, but they always figured something out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's what they get paid to do.
Yep.
Dota 2 International sold out for 2014.
Yeah, in less than an hour. That's pretty good for an esports event.
Yeah.
Now, I was doing some research because, I'm a fan of esports, but I'm more of a fan of fans of esport. Like, I like the logistics behind it because I like to see if it's really a thing. Because, in my own head, I'm like, yeah, it's cool watching these pro gamers play. But then I also have that other little voice in my head saying, dude, you're just watching some guys play video games.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, yes, that voice is in my head. I mean, I think about it, as silly as it is when I watch it.
I mean, I still watch my Let's Plays.
Well, see, Let's Plays are I consider that a different form of entertainment. Like, that's...
Because there is some talent to it.
Right. There's a personality behind it. It's almost like a show within a game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
whereas these pro gamers are just like, we are the best at this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's most of them don't even speak English. So,
yeah.
But more people watch the League of Legends final than the World Series and the NCAA final.
Wow.
Combined. So,
wow.
Esports to me is becoming a legitimate thing. I mean, I'm not a huge League of Legends fan. I will watch. I watched the final because it is pretty easy to follow with the commentators.
Mm-hmm.
You may not know the ins and outs. And Dota 2, I actually think is a little easier because there's a little more transparency to it. But this is cool that they're picking it up. The last Dota 2 tournament international was the one that had like the huge prize pool because Valve, sold what Valve sells, hats and whatever they sell. On Steam, and they put parts of that into the prize pool.
Okay.
So they used the proceeds from that, part of the proceeds from that, into the prize pool. So it was a huge prize pool. It was like I think the total prize pool was over $1 million.
Wow.
So that says something. So Dota 2 international tournaments coming up. I think end of this month, early next month. You can watch it on all the major Twitch stuff like that. So we'll see.
If you buy Wolfenstein, you'll get access to the Doom beta.
Yeah, it's like 1991 all over again.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Man, I feel old.
Yeah, I know. we were kids then. I mean, we were kids.
We were.
So I was a slightly older kid than you, but we were still kids.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm older still. GameSpy matchmaking is done May 31st. So any games that use GameSpy matchmaking or Windows games for Windows Live, done May 31st. You can't play them.
See ya. I'm trying to think of the last time I ever used GameSpy was for like Aliens vs Predator.
Yep, Aliens vs Predator. There were some other ones on there that I used as well. But Aliens vs Predator was the big one, which is now on Steam. So
yeah,
there are a few other games more recently that used it. I can't think of any because for some reason I can't remember them. But they're trying to position Steam to get them to pick them up so there could still be matchmaking because there is a lot of following for this. Halo is one of them.
Oh, okay.
Halo used games for Windows Live, which piggybacked off of GameSpy. So there you go. In cybersecurity news, Xbox Live gets hacked by a 5-year-old. Apparently, a 5-year-old kid found a way to get past the Xbox security prompt for your password.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah, I mean he tried to log in, it rejected it. So the second attempt, because it always says try again, he just put all spaces, and it let him in.
Yep.
So rather than use this for nefarious deeds like I would if I was a 5-year-old, he was afraid he would get in trouble, so he went and told his dad. His dad, who worked in cybersecurity, got in touch with Microsoft, and they rewarded him for it. They gave him some games. They gave him all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they gave him a subscription to Xbox Live.
Which, what is a 5-year-old going to do with that?
Yeah.
Play Minecraft. That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so there you go. News and rumors. I have to repeat something because I didn't do the intro, so I have to repeat what's at the bottom. All right, so we'll do D3 first. D3. So Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls came out. Like I said, I already did a full review for Diablo 3, so I don't really need to touch on that. You have it for PlayStation.
Or Xbox.
Xbox, right.
Yeah, and I still haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it's alright. So the expansion came out. The expansion adds a new class, which is the trailer you're watching here, which is a Crusader, which is actually what I chose to play. I was like, let's start the new class. Because they're always fun. They're always really overpowered when they first come out. Well, Blizzard kind of went the other way. They were afraid to release something overpowered, so they were actually the weakest class. But I stuck with it. Big patch came out today. They fixed a lot of stuff. Haven't played it since the patch, but I hear it's better now. But I mean, it's still Diablo. I mean, it's still top-down, point, click, 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 loot.
Nice.
So I do like the changes that they made. Like they revamped the loot system, so you'll get something better for your character. Whereas before, you could kind of get almost anything. Excuse me. Whereas now you have a higher chance of getting something for your character. You can still get crap gear, but it's less likely. The new areas in Reapers of Souls was really good. My biggest problem with Diablo 3 initially, from a visibility standpoint, was it was pretty tame. I mean, you're seeing some of these, and they're like ice and stuff like that. Whereas Diablo was always pretty dark. Well, the new areas are very dark. There's like bodies in the streets. There, at one point you have to cross a bridge made out of bodies. It's pretty dark. So I definitely like the new aesthetics. The new class feels cool. Like it feels like what a paladin should feel like, with a little, some cool stuff here and there. It did have some problems in the higher difficulties, but hopefully they fix that now. But overall, I'm having a lot of fun there's probably like 3 or 4 of us that play together, and we've been going through the harder difficulties up until it goes up to like Torment 6, and we're on like Torment 3.
Okay.
So we're really close. So honestly, I can't say anything bad about it. It's a good direction to go into for the whole series. They fixed the initial problems with Diablo, with some of the monsters just being completely unfair, like one-shotting you, and
very Dark Souls-esque.
Yeah, well, it's not even that, because like Dark Souls rewards you for playing safe. Like this, like you'd be standing there and then you'd be dead. Like there's nothing you could do about it, because you don't. Dark Souls, everything is there, and you know it's there. And if you don't know it's there, you die, and then you know it's there. Whereas this is, it's all randomly generated, so you never know when you're going to find the specific monster that has a certain combination of abilities that just makes it impossible to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So they fixed that. They fixed those combinations to make them a little more lenient. There still are harder packs than others, but nothing that I would say is grossly unfair.
Okay.
And the scaling is a lot better. Like they made it so the harder you play, the harder difficulty you play, the better stuff you can get. So
cool.
Yeah, I mean you will experience all the new stuff when you play it on Xbox. So that's pretty cool. Minus the Crusader class in the Act 5. The story is kind of meh.
Yeah, so I did play it a little bit over like Thanksgiving break, but
yeah, I mean I liked the initial D3 storyline, and most people who play it say that's sacrilege, because most people don't like the story. But I thought it was good. I mean, it's not great, but it was all right. The 5th act it's just random. Like an angel turned into the god of death because reasons, and now you have to stop him. I mean, now you have to stop him, and it ends like every other Diablo game ends in. Oh, we killed Diablo, but his soul is free now, so he'll probably be back. I mean, he'll be back. So yeah, so we'll see. Now on to the fun review. Goat Simulator. We've had Farming Simulator, Wood Simulator, Truck Simulator. Now we have Goat Simulator.
Yeah, this is just nuts.
And it is glorious. It is a horrible game. I will tell you straight up.
Oh my god, what is this?
This is a horrible game. This is where you become queen of the goats. So.
What the hell?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that you can do. So, but basically, it's a sandbox game for entertainment. Like I said, gameplay-wise, there's nothing really special there. It's really just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cheap on Steam. If you're a fan of like stupid humor, or you just want to have a good time, and front flip a goat into a tree,
wow,
do it. So there is a lot of stuff in this game that you can do. Obviously, you headbutt people, you can lick things, you can jump on trampolines, you can get a rocket pack, you can become queen of the goats, you can sacrifice people to the goat devil and gain demonic powers.
What?
Yes. You can fly on a hang glider by licking the guy flying the hang glider, so you just hang there. You can kick a giant boulder into a net. You can kick a giant boulder into a guy drifting, so you get points there. Yeah. Crazy stuff happens.
This game is just weird.
It is very weird, but it is very funny. So, there's a lot of achievements. There's a lot of Easter eggs. You can play Flappy Goat, which is
nice. I was waiting for something like this.
There are a lot of bugs, and they have said that they will not fix any of the bugs unless they crash the game. So they say pretty much it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a fun game. I mean, for something to screw around with, an hour, 2 hours or something. And if you want to try to get the achievements, some of the achievements are pretty hard. There is a lot to do in this game. Obviously, there is secret areas you shouldn't get into.
Mm.
There is like a portal device you can go through, and it changes like your size and stuff. It is fun. There's a lot of collectibles and stuff. I'd say if you have a little extra money and you're a fan of like the stupid sandbox games, definitely check it out because there is a lot of stuff to do in this little game.
Yeah, I mean, I could see where the draw would come from.
It's entertaining. I mean, it's an entertaining game. So you got the zero gravity goat. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean there's a lot of cool stuff in there. Yeah. So he's just racking up the challenges, and of course it's a lot like Tony Hawk was, where there are
That's the feeling I got. Tony Hawk.
yeah, where there are challenges like stay airborne for so long, headbutt something so many meters, find so many collectibles, stuff like that. Obviously, he can climb ladders because why not?
And
Yeah. So that's Ghost Simulator. I mean, I'm not gonna give it a score because it's a small indie game and it's really stupid. And honestly, I don't know what I would score it. Like from a gameplay standpoint, it's like not much.
yeah.
From an entertainment standpoint, it's pretty high. It's stupid fun. Yeah, he just keeps hitting them. So
Very interesting.
yeah, very interesting. So I mean, Goat Simulator. Yeah, check it out. I mean, I can't really say anything more than that. If it looks interesting to you, you're already gonna check it out. If it doesn't look interesting to you, you don't really care.
Yeah, you don't, and you're probably not missing much. But
No,
yeah.
The nice thing about it is, obviously, it doesn't take itself seriously, which is nice to see a simulator game not take itself seriously, because Trucker Simulator and stuff like that, they try to recreate the experience.
Yeah.
Like Agricultural Farming Simulator 2014 is so boring.
Yeah.
So boring.
Flight simulator, driving simulators.
Right.
I mean,
Just do it.
yeah, this is very different.
Yeah. So now there is a Kickstarter for Bear Simulator,
Whoa.
which seems closer to a true animal simulator, but still kind of goofy at times.
Okay.
So it seems like that might be the middle ground, and it's already met its funding, so it's still got some time left. But check that one out because
Bear simulator.
that one seems like a good middle
And
ground.
it's from the same guys.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Now Goat Simulator started out as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like they made it as like a trailer as a joke, and it just blew up on the internet. People were like, this is amazing, stuff like that. So then they were like, well, whatever, we'll develop this small game. They used assets from other stuff minus the goat. So there you go.
Not bad.
Goat Simulator.
Go simulator.
No deal of the week this week. There are some decent stuff out there. Like you can get a PlayStation Plus year-long membership at Newegg for like $40. That's pretty good considering all the free games you get every month.
Yeah.
Their Target is having its buy two get one free sale this week. But that was pretty much it. I couldn't find anything that I really wanted to push. Like, hey, you gotta go get this deal. The buy two get one free is good if you missed out on a lot of the AAA stuff over the last couple of months.
Black
Titanfall came out for 360.
Oh.
They release. People have been releasing how it runs. Apparently, it runs at like 50 frames a second, and it doesn't look that bad. So people are pretty surprised. Obviously, it doesn't look as good, but so that's out there. If you've been waiting for that for 360, Diablo 3. There's all kinds of games in case you missed it. So we will be back next week, hopefully. We've been kind of doing like every other week because we've been pretty busy, but hopefully we'll be back next week. I still have the South Park review I'm working on. It's hard for me to do that because every time I go to edit the video, I just watch it and laugh. So
it's too entertaining.
Yeah, I'm having too much problems. And the sad part is like the video I took is only from like the first hour of the game because I didn't want to give away too many spoilers. I didn't want to do anything like that. So hopefully I'll have that done by next week. Other than that, I think we're good.
We're good.
Gamers Digest is a Spider-One and Mr. Factastic production. All characters and games are owned by their respective companies and are used under the Fair Use Law. Check out Gamers Digest at gamersdigest.me, on YouTube under Gamers Digest Podcast, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at The Gamers Digest. Viewer questions and comments can always be sent to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. See you next week.